And that's one of the things I emphasize to our people. You are the messenger, Mr. Lawyer, Ms. Lawyer, for the legal rights of your client. Your job is to take care of them. It's not about the money. If it's about the money, I tell them to go sell life insurance because you might make more and it's probably easier. But if you want to carry the burdens of people, if you want to accept social responsibility and social change, the key is to be a lawyer. And maybe I am doing a commercial for our law school, but I think it's very important. Either you know a lawyer, you know someone who's legally trained, or you go learn the law yourself. And the third part is a lot harder than the first two.
Well, and I couldn't agree more. And I tell you, if this is an infomercial for this school, so be it. But I want it to be an infomercial to the public to say, yes, you've heard it too many times. There are too many lawyers. And I always say, because, you got to believe in yourself. I say, not enough good ones like me. But the other thing seriously is he's right. Dean Treece is right. When you're looking and saying, and hemming and hawing and saying, yeah, there are too many lawyers, but gosh darn, do I know one that can advocate on this or this? Let me open up the phone book. And the thing is, the more lawyers you know and get to know them, what has happened is that the lawyer has been dehumanized in our system to such a great extent that you separate a client from the lawyer. Where's the advocacy? And ladies and gentlemen, the courthouse doors are closing, and that's what I fear the worst. The Seventh Amendment guarantees the right to trial by jury, amount of controversy, over $20. The Founding Fathers, $20 was a big chunk of change back then, but gosh darn it, it still is now. Look at your gas when you're filling up. I tell you, somebody give me an extra $20. But what I'm saying here, and seriously, in all seriousness, is that not only down in South Texas, what you say about the lack of lawyers being, at people's beck and call there are, and I have a deepest respect for the defense bar and insurance defense lawyers, but everybody's migrating to that area and less advocates for the poor and for the elderly. And when you're a sole practitioner like me, that's who comes through the door a lot of the time, but you meet their families. You represent their nephew, you got a DWI, you do their will for their grandma, and that's the way that I like it, a country lawyer, and that's what we need more of.
But see, that's the model of what the doctor was back in the early days of this state, that if the doctor didn't just sit in a big office in a hospital, they went out and took care of people. And that's what the general practitioner does, who's a lawyer these days. And the real challenge I have with law students is to convince them that it's easy to start chasing dollars. And too many of them do, and they're very good lawyers, and I'm certain they're happy doing whatever they do. But we as a profession need to continue, as you say, to put more lawyers out there, but more lawyers who have a commitment to giving back. And what that means is that you shouldn't have to just be scared when a legal problem comes up in your family. That when someone says, Dad's not going to get Social Security disability or veterans benefits, that instead of just going, I don't know what to do, there ought to be legal clinics available. And here in Texas, it's something that I've been pushing for through the State Bar of Texas for 20 years. Some bar associations around the state help fund these, but it's really not enough. There's still the gap between the people who have, because if you have a lot of money, you can have all the lawyers you want. But if you don't have a lot of money, the quality of legal representation is a direct function of that. And if you don't believe it, look at the number of people on death row who had appointed lawyers. And it's very hard to have a rich man get the death penalty. Poor people do it all the time.
Well, that's exactly right. In the legal clinics, we're trying to advocate down there for more of that, especially down in the Rio Grande Valley, the coastal bend areas, south of San Antonio. People are destitute. People cannot afford lawyers, much less health care. And that is why I'm here today, here in Houston. I thank you for having me here. And boy, things have gotten a little, but they always could get better, But the school has grown because I think a lot of the lawyers that you have fostered now have done well. They've come back and they want to give back. And I tell all my alums to give back. Come back and visit the school like I have on occasion, because it's not only with a remembrance of nostalgia, but you got the tools right here to practice law and to be able to stand up and advocate for a client, and we've got to come back and support this system. And also legal clinics. And we got a couple of minutes left before our break. Dean, you've got the floor. I mean, just let them know and educate them on whatever topic.
Well, first of all, I'm proud of all of our students on all these 100 championship teams, but I'm also proud of the students on teams that didn't win. You know, they worked just as hard. And the base, the spirit of South Texas, as our administration calls it, is the South Texas Advocacy Program. And part of that spirit is also the delivery of legal services without the thought of how much you're going to get paid for it. Let me give you a thought. You people out there who have elderly parents or grandparents, the idea of qualifying them for something as mundane as Medicaid, do you know anything about it? Do you know anyone who can help you? How many elder lawyers that deal with elder care do you know? I doubt if you know many, because there aren't that many. At the very minimum, nobody's going to be able to turn around and start up right now and go to law school. I'm talking about people my age in their 60s. But you can access information. You can access information to the State Bar of Texas, to the webpage, where you can access information on what are the rights of the elderly, what are the rights of the disabled, what are the rights of juveniles. It's not a legal education, but it's information. And if nothing else, information can help. Information can help fight off people who are telling you what your rights are when they're dead wrong. And that happens all the time because of lack of knowledge. And what we have to continue is fight lack of knowledge in this legal system. And we do that with more knowledge.
Well, very well said, you know, you know, we've brought on more lawyers that have talked about different topics, because one of the ways that we're trying to bring out the message is that if we don't have enough legal clinics, the purpose of this show, one of them is to bring out certain topics. And I hope other young people out there and middle-aged people and elderly people think about law school. In fact, in my graduating class, I think we had somebody who was in his 70s, and I think he's still practicing.
I wouldn't doubt it. And no, law school is a great option, but if you can't go to law school, if you don't have that accessibility, get as much information from your local bar association. Have them put you in touch with the State Bar of Texas. Make some phone calls. Start getting pamphlets. Start getting information. Information is the remedy for ignorance.
Well, and the second half, and I hope you can stay around, Dean, we're going to do the second half. You're listening to Gerald Treece, Dean of South Texas, and also now the leading advocacy school there, the 100th national title here. And I thought I'd come here. What better place, what better setting to discuss legal advocacy and also to reach people out there who do need their rights represented by competent attorneys. When we come back, we're going to be talking more about constitutional law, certain areas of the law, because we have to take advantage of this unique opportunity of having Dean Treece here with us. And he's no slouch either. He's had his own program here in Houston, Texas. So we're going to take advantage of that, and all our listeners and all of South Texas and on YouTube. But first, let's just take a quick break. And I thank the Matthews Law Firm. That's David Matthews and Jason Webster and Lizzie Santiago, and also Julie Rhodes, all competent advocates from South Texas College of Law, and Dr. Jeb Coleman Waite, he's out there too, and they're doing a great job. Thank you all so much. And the law offices of Rhodes and Vela, Tom Rhodes, excellent attorney out there in San Antonio, helping us out, and my good buddy, Top Gun Paint and Body. I'm talking about that guy out there who will do you right. Top Gun Paint and Body, on all our sponsors, Impact Credit Group, USA.com, Tommy Holbein, especially now with the subprime mortgage rates. You need somebody who's going to help you out on your credit. But when we come back, we're going to help you out a little bit and steer you in the right direction where you can get some information on the law, and also how to try to advocate a little bit for yourself in JP court and other things, and to be aware of the importance of your rights when we come back.